Hi, I'm Dana. Welcome to this week's video. Today I want to talk about toddlers and something very specific about toddlers. I've had this question come in a few times this week, so I thought it was good to talk about. You've most likely already found that every time your child has a developmental milestone, sleep gets derailed a little bit, sleep regresses a little bit. That's super common. However, when a toddler has already learned to walk and nothing really much else is happening in their little life, it can be a bit upsetting when all of a sudden your toddler is waking up in the middle of the night, not just stressed, not crying, but having a party in his or her crib. Playing, chatting, babbling, walking around the crib, laughing, and this can go on for an hour or two, sometimes in the middle of the night. And the parents are thinking, what is she doing? I mean, this great sleeping child who slept all night is all of a sudden waking up and no one knows why. It can also happen at nap time. I can remember when I was pregnant with my second son and my first son was about 2, he went through this period where I would put him down for his nap and he would have the best time in his crib all by himself for an hour or more every day, singing, talking, babbling, walking around the crib. And it didn't matter how many times I went in there and told him it was nap time and tried to get him to lie down, he just wouldn't. He was having fun in there. And again, it was frustrating because it was my nap time too, so I really wanted him to go to sleep. But what's happening for your toddler is called a developmental surge, and it has to do a lot with language acquisition. So this is the period in their life where they're really learning to communicate verbally. And a lot goes on in the brain between 2 and 3 to help with acquiring language. And I find that toddlers go through phases of having a bit of a cognitive surge, and it tends to translate into these little parties in the crib. And it's okay, right? It's just a part of the development. It means they need time to process, and the singing and the babbling and the laughing is all part of the process. And the good news is they're happy in their crib, right? It's much different if they're playing and having fun as opposed to crying the house down for hours. So it's really nothing to worry about. And you should just ignore it, really, the best you can. If you start going in repetitively and scolding or playing or tickling or doing all these things, it might become rewarding, right? We always have to be so careful that what we do as parents doesn't actually reward behavior that we don't want, right? So keep an eye on that. You really don't want to do too much different than you normally do. It won't help to go in there and get angry or scold or beg the child to lie down. It's just part of a process. The good news is that it will blow over. Usually a week or 2 is the timeline where parents notice this, and then it subsides and the child goes back to sleeping well. So I hope that helps. Don't worry too much about it. Don't reward the behavior. Put in your earplugs if you need to, drown out the noise of the party next door, and just go back to sleep. Thanks so much for watching today. Sleep well.